How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
What's up, Will?
What up, what up?
Welcome, everybody, to the Story of the Fight. My name's Merab. That's my boy, Will. This is where we talk all things combat sports. Today, we're going to have a lot of solid conversation. We're going to be covering One Fight Night 36. Our boy, Jon Di Bella. Unification of the belts. It's huge, but also Retorno de Guerrero, which is return of a warrior, dude. And Powhatan, so much to cover. But before we get going, Will, I want to remind everybody, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It goes a long way. We're trying to reach 20,000 subscribers. We're steadily climbing. But before we do, you also got to let them know there's other ways, Will.
Yeah, just follow us on social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit. Story of the Fight on everything, at Story of the Fight. Go to storyofthefight.com. It'll list all of them. You can click through, hit follow. If you don't want to watch, but you want to listen, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. But we highly recommend watching on YouTube because you can interact on the live chat, the live stream, be featured on the show, engage, drive where the show goes. We get to show you your input, your opinions on the screen, and then we also sometimes show clips. We got a lot of clips on this episode, actually. So YouTube's the way to go, in my opinion.
The more clips, the better, I think. I think, Will. It is. But hey, let's get right into it, man. UFC 320. We had Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev is a guy that took the title from Pereira, their last matchup. Pereira coming in afterwards and saying, yo, there was stuff going on, okay? I wasn't 100% Powhatan. And then Magomed Ankalaev was like, there's no more Shama. There's no Shama. And Pereira was saying, Shama. Dude, the lead-up was pretty fun, right? Because there was like drama, but then there wasn't drama. Because, like, Ankalaev was like, dude, I'm right here. Are you looking for me? And Pereira's like, nah, dude. Like, I'm not even really talking shit. I'm just saying. And Ankalaev was like, oh, my bad, dude. Well, anyways, we're going to fight.
Half of it was Ali Abdelaziz talking shit on behalf of Ankalaev on his Twitter.
Of course.
And then when Powhatan is like confronting him about it, he's like, I genuinely don't know
what you're talking about.
what you're talking about.
And so Ankalev's like, okay. Yeah. Well, anyways.
Talking shit? But let's real quick before we get too far into the fight. It was quick, so let's just watch it. The UFC has posted it on their Instagram, so we're gonna watch it really quick. Don't take us down, UFC. You posted this. Let us show it. It's on your Instagram. Follow UFC on Instagram.
As long as you ask for permission, they don't take you down, huh?
Exactly. So let's watch it real quick.
Hey, shout out Anonymous.
There's that big right hand from Powhatan that drops him. And then it's just ground and pound. And I don't know if you see this right here. This person right here.
Jiří?
No. That's our boy Kai Wu.
Oh, in between Herb's legs?
Yeah, look at him cage side with Mark Zuckerberg right there.
Oh, so sick. Hey, shout out Kai Wu. The
and
elbows, the 12-6 elbows, dude.
Yeah, and because he was right there, the UFC posts this all the way across the cage. Can't see shit. But Kai was wearing those new Meta glasses. This is not an ad. But he was wearing those and recording from cage side.
Really?
Look at this shot.
No way,
How sick is this?
No way.
So it's Powhatan just smashing Uncle. Like, dude, on the broadcast, you're like, this doesn't look too bad. It's a lot of shots, but he's blocking most. Watching this, you're like, no.
Oh, temple. Side of head.
Dude, the body. The 12-6 elbows to the body.
Temple. Oh, yeah, you got to stop that. Hey, shout out Logan529 saying hello.
Hello.
But yes, dude. Okay. So Pereira, the difference.
From Tekken. Rich is going to love that.
Yeah, right off the bat, pressure immediately. Comes in and within seconds throws this 1-2. You have Ankalaev on his back foot, moving back. And then the thing that I absolutely love is that no matter what Ankalaev did, hey, Ganskow, the champ, is here talking about another champ, saying Shama. Yes.
Yeah.
But
champs recognize champs.
You know, as Ankalaev's on his back foot, he throws like a couple teep kicks. And you know what Pereira does? He keeps on marching him down, dude. It's like he didn't even hit him with those teep kicks, but he got him right in the gut, and he just keeps on marching him down. And finally, dude, okay, so I'm talking to my son's baseball coach, right? So he's sitting right next to the dugout, and I'm sitting next to the fence, like right by the dugout, and distracting him. We're like, dude, who's gonna win tonight? Like this was Saturday night, and he's like, I don't know, man. Ankalaev, beat him in the last fight. He's like, these Russians, these Dagestanis, and they're wrestling. I was like, yeah, man, but Pereira always has a puncher's chance, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and it's like, and real quick with this picture still up, we got anonymous saying, I saw a comment on Reddit say, were those elbows truly necessary?
Super necessary. Super necessary.
Oh man! Shout out Rick Allen. Thanks for joining us, Rick.
Hey, what up, Rick?
But yeah, he says Joe Piper, the type of guy to get a hair transplant then shave his head.
Nice, dude. What a waste.
You did. But what a waste. But yeah, so Alex basically just walks him down. Because what's crazy is the first fight, they go all 5 rounds. I think Alex landed 11 significant strikes to the head across 5 rounds. It was either 11 or like 17, but it was below 20 across all 5 rounds. There was like 48 leg kicks or something crazy like that, but he didn't really touch him up top. But this one, like you said, he walks him down. Bam, 1-2. Bam, has him up against the cage. Big overhand right. Dude, it's crazy. When he lands clean, dude, it's crazy how much power he has.
It's insane.
And Ankalaev's tough, man. Like, he never went out. But you could tell he was fucked up. Some people were saying it was an early stoppage, and like half the stuff was blocked, and you're like, I don't know about that. Like, well, maybe a lot of it was blocked, but even
let's say half of them was blocked, but 2 of those 12-6 elbows landed on the temple. Yeah. Dude, come on.
Yeah, what are we doing? And was he intelligently defending himself? He had it. I thought Herb did a very good job, actually.
Look how happy Mark is there. Is that Kai Wu right next to him with the glasses on?
Yeah.
It is. Look at that.
It's so sick.
Our boy Kai, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Ganscott says, I want to see Alex versus Tom at the White House. Okay, so fight's over, right? What is it, 2 minutes, something like that?
Fight's over. Jiří's crying.
Yeah,
looking
Jiří's
like the most
crying.
proud father in history over there. Have you ever seen the meme, the Mr. Miyagi meme?
Which
the proud one where he looks over at the camera and he just like gives that nod with that smile, like just super proud, dude.
Yeah,
Jiří, bro, with tears.
Let me see. Real quick, I want to pull that up actually because there's a clip of him watching cage side that is like
Rick,
so good, dude.
By the way, Rick's saying, bro, these cards go way too late, like 1:30 East Coast time. I'm with you, bro. I'm Central Time, and your boy's old, so as soon as it starts getting like 11, it's past my bedtime, dude, and I'm struggling. Shout out Colleen joining us. Pereira's fists are undeniably crazy, no doubt.
Dude, yes. Shout out my mom. This is the one right here.
Yes, look at, dude, the pride. Look at,
dude. He's like crying.
He's like, that's my boy. You're my boy, Blue.
What's crazy about that is, and we'll get to that. Well, actually, let's get into it right now. So, fight's over.
Let's get into it.
Jiří had won earlier in the night. We'll cover that fight in a minute, but he had won earlier in the night, and that sets him up for maybe a title shot. We talked about it last week when Oberg knocked out Dominic Reyes. We said, let's see what happens next week. If Pereira wins and Jiří wins, do they want to do that a third time? Maybe they'll do Oberg. Jiří, post-fight with the fight with Khalil, which he lost the first 2 rounds and then knocked him out. Spoiler alert. You're like, damn, just like that. He was like, yeah, I realized I need fighters to put me into the fire.
He needs
to make
danger.
Me fight well. Yeah. And so him watching this, he's like, he'll bring me danger. He's already brought me danger. That's what I want.
Yeah.
This man doesn't want easy fights. And he respects the hell out of Alex. So to see him, a light heavyweight, where, remember when, obviously it didn't matter, but when Max knocked out Gaethje and then it cuts to Ilya, who had been calling him out, and everyone's damn, Ilya looks scared as hell. Like, that's the next guy he's got to fight. This is like the opposite of that. Obviously, that didn't matter, but this is like the opposite. He's like, Alex won. I get to fight him. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Most people are like, I'm good.
He's like, yes. Yes, he wants that. He wants the fire, dude.
After he's been knocked out by him twice already.
Yeah, hey, but look, Rick Allen coming through saying nobody needs to see Alex versus Jiří again. Saw that twice, and it wasn't that long ago. How do you feel about that, Will? Do you want to see this fight again?
I mean, in a vacuum, I'd watch it every weekend. And it's one of those things where I don't want to see. I mean, we're both Procházka fans, massive Procházka fans.
Massive.
I have I have a glove right here, signed glove by him right here.
Hey, dude, take it out the packaging, bro.
I don't have any space, dude, for a clothing one here. But I don't want to see him get knocked out again. That being said, if he can pull it off, and automatically, it's a great fight. They're both savages. They're both action fighters. I would say Jiří and Alex are peak action fighters that we have right now. But I don't know what he can do differently in that matchup. Style-wise, it's such a bad matchup for him that I don't necessarily need to see that again. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And we could probably talk about it more when we get up to Jiří's fight. But, man, for now, Poatan, phenomenal champion, man. He's one of my favorite fighters right now. He just brings it every single time, the intensity. There's not many fighters that give me chills and goosebumps just from the walkout, and Poatan is one of them. The tribal music, the tribal beat as he walks out, the little steps he takes, the bow and arrow. Okay. I like that.
Real quick though.
Yeah.
Real quick. I don't want to cut you off too much, but is it kind of weird when he walks out first that he still does that? Who's he shooting the arrow at?
No, he's envisioning, dude. It's the vision of him in the octagon going up against, in this case, Ankalaev. He's just picturing him there in the center of the octagon and putting an arrow right through his heart. Dude, we know this. He's a warrior, okay, dude? The dark arts, he gets to see all this in his mind before it happens. But the other part of it, too, is that anything can happen in a Pereira fight, right? So I just absolutely love it. It's an absolute blast. And I mean, I'd watch him fight every weekend if I could.
Yeah, and real quick, Rick says you're acting like Jiří is a totally new fighter just because he slept a washed, overrated Khalil, who was never that good. But I also said that I don't really want to see that matchup because I don't know what Jiří does differently to beat Alex. So not really what I'm saying, but to go back to, was it Ganskow that mentioned it? What did he mention? I want to see Alex versus Tom at the White House. Alex is asking for Jon Jones at the White House. That's what his team wants. That's crazy. And they're talking about doing it at heavyweight. Chael made a great point, surprisingly, these days. He was like, why do it at heavyweight when you could do it at light heavyweight for the belt when it's like Jon's not a real heavyweight, you know?
Yeah.
He's not. But I like that fight more.
The Jones fight?
I do. It's not going to happen, but if I could pick anything, that'd be sick. Anonymous says he's shooting the arrow as a warning of sorts, a flaming arrow that engulfs the opponent's village. Damn. Okay, dude.
Dude, I like that.
Damn.
I like that. Shooting flaming arrows through Hemdale, dude. I think that's Step Brothers actually when they agreed to take on Derek, the one they called Derek. But yes, phenomenal. All right. Hey, fantastic. This main event draws some extra eyeballs. I'm telling you, Alex Pereira is a star. Super excited. And now, unless you have anything else, we can move on to the co-main event.
No, I don't think I do. One thing real quick. They talked to Jiří backstage, and they were like, "Yeah, your case. What's next?" And he's like, "Well, he made a compelling case of why that's a fight that people would want to see just because it's an action fight." And then they pull up Olberg, who's rocking the leather vest, unzipped, nothing else underneath it. It's a bad look.
Yeah.
Not a good look. And they're like, Jiří just made his case. Why should you be next? And he's like, I'll fight anybody. And you're like, hey, man, all you have to do is say Jiří already got knocked out twice by him. You don't even have to make your case. Just make a case why that's not.
You should have called Rick Allen and been like, hey, Rick, dude, can you make a case for me? Why me over Jiří? And Rick actually did a better job of explaining it on the chat than Olberg did. What a waste.
Dude, the whole time I was watching that, I was like, dude, and you could see his like wheels turning. Like, what do I say? Why should it be me? It's like in an interview when you're like, yeah, exactly.
Come on, Olberg, opportunity missed. Oh well.
Yeah, man.
All right. Before that, we had the wild man, the madman, Merab Dvalishvili versus Cory Sandhagen. Man, Merab is just as crazy as they get, dude.
I mean, what a perfect nickname, dude. He's the fucking machine. I thought Sandhagen fought a really good first round, like a phenomenal first round.
Very technical for Cory that first round.
His footwork was great. His position in the cage was great. He wasn't getting pinned up against the fence. His ability to address takedowns is, once you're like, he does it every time. Watch the Nurmagomedov fight. He gets taken down. He gives up his back. He stands up. He has both hands on the wrists. He breaks the wrist. He turns into you. He's out. Yeah. He does it better than anybody. He mixed that in with the striking phenomenally in the first round. It seemed like Merab was not able to really get much going in that first round. Hey, shout out Genevieve. All right, I'm here. I'm slimed. I'm ready to talk about fights.
And she did clarify that, though. When you get out of the shower, you put your lotion on while your skin is still damp. Get it slimed, absolutely.
I thought she meant she was like wasted. I'm like, damn, on a Sunday?
Hey, dude, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, dude. Maybe she was going for Cory Sandhagen. That's why she's still taking.
Maybe that's what Sandhagen should have done.
Maybe that's what Sandhagen should have
done. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, he's so good at getting back up and fighting the grips, breaking the hands, getting away. But the problem is, and the same thing happened in the Umar fight. It's like he ends up doing that all night, and it's really impressive, but it scores 0 points. You know, and once Merab rocked him in the second round, I was like, oh, this is gonna be, because you can't let him get going, whether that be with the grappling or the striking. Once he gets going, it's a wrap. And
that happened as soon as the second round started. Merab got going. He's just nonstop, man, pedal to the metal the entire time, right? And he just keeps on dumping Cory the second round. He's like, all right, you want to keep on getting up? I'll just keep on dumping you down, man. How demoralizing must that be?
Dude, it's brutal. And dude, I thought they were gonna stop it, to be honest. When he drops him with his hands, and there was a point where Cory went turtle and he went to post with one arm and it slipped and it ended up backwards. You know, like the back of his forearm was facing all the way on the mat. And usually when that happens, it's like, oh, he's done. But he got, to his credit, he got up. But like you said, it's like, I'm supposed to be the striker. He's supposed to be the wrestler. He just rocked me bad. He's beating me in the striking, and now he's dragging me down, like you said, over and over and over again. Where do I get to have fun? Like, where do I get my stuff going? I don't, I guess. Because from that point on, it was just all Merab, dude.
How about that second round that we're talking about? It looks like 8 takedowns on 13 attempts. 33 significant strikes versus 2 by Sandhagen. I mean, come on, dude.
Dude. I mean, he broke the record. First fighter to reach 100 takedowns. That's insane. He's only, I feel like he hasn't even been in the UFC that long. He's had, what, 16 fights or something like that. First bantamweight to defend his belt 3 times in a calendar year. He's trying to get a fight in December to break the record of all time 4 title defenses in a year. And then I think most takedowns in a championship fight, I think it was the other record.
Damn, he's just smiling. Is he smiling over at Dana in this picture?
Probably fucking Zuckerberg. He's every time Zuckerberg's in the attendance for a Merab fight, he's chatting with him and smiling at him and picking people up and taking them over to Zuck and laughing with them. He walked out with the meta glasses. It's crazy.
That's hilarious, dude. That's his boy right there.
Yeah,
that's his boy. Now what's next for Merab, Will?
I mean, Nurmagomedov is he's fighting Bautista, right? Mario. I would imagine the winner of that.
So you have Sean O'Malley, who he's already beat twice. Umar, Petr Yan, Cory Sandhagen, who he just beat. Song Yadong, Davison Figueiredo, which, let's be real, I don't think he's even going to have a shot at Merab.
Well, Sandhagen just tore his leg apart, didn't he?
How long ago was that? Cheeto Vera, no. I mean, this is...
No, it's look, the Nurmagomedov, that was a 3-2 decision fight. You know what I mean? Nurmagomedov won 2 rounds against Merab. That's the closest anyone's been in a long time. But he's fighting Mario Bautista, so I feel like that's a number one contender. Song Yadong he hasn't fought, so maybe if he can string get a couple wins, because look, when you have a dominant,
give him Henry Cejudo.
When you have a dominant champ like this, Petr Yan also potentially could get a rematch. But when you have a dominant champ like this, the bar drops for a title shot. It has to. And you might be like, well, he doesn't deserve a shot. And it's like, yeah, but who else does? So you have to, you know.
How much bigger is Merab than Alexandre Pantoja?
Much bigger.
Much bigger, right? Yeah.
Yeah, much bigger.
I don't know. You think Merab goes up, fights Volkanovski?
I hope not. I think I hope he stays here and just continues to rack
cleans
up
out the division forever and just ends up as the best bantamweight champ in history.
You know what I want? I want the end of his reign for people to be like, yeah, but he was beating guys who didn't deserve it. That's what I want, because I want to see someone touch those Mighty Mouse, GSP, Anderson.
I was going to say like Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
When he's giving Tim Elliott a shot at the title because he won tough.
He almost loses.
Oh, dude, that was crazy. He got caught in that guillotine, dude. That was pretty close, actually.
Yeah.
Not going to lie. I was kind of cheering on for Elliott at that because I was like,
hey,
biggest underdog story. How awesome would that have been? Hey,
no,
also shout out Mighty Mouse, though. He was super nice. Nicest guy we've had an opportunity to chill with. Yeah, promo code Mighty. That's all he kept on yelling at us. All right. Anything else on the co-main event?
No, we can move on.
Let's move on. We had Jiří Procházka versus Khalil Rountree. We've kind of already alluded to the match already.
Yeah, real quick. We talked about it, but we haven't watched it. Do you want to watch it really quick?
Oh, please.
So if anybody hasn't seen it, here's a cool cage side footage. Spoiler alert.
You're going to go back and watch it.
Yeah, from our boy Justin. Shout out Justin. He was cage side as well. Hey, with Nick Griswold. Come on. Look at them having the time of their life out there.
Griswold.
But here it is, dude. This is third round. Procházka is elbow. Down 2 rounds.
Another
big elbow from return.
Jab.
Jiří needs to finish at this point, you know?
Spinning back elbow.
And at this point, he's been teeing off on Khalil this round. Oh, dude, there's a left hook.
He just hit a totally different gear, man.
Can I, go back on this? No. Come on,
He just hit a totally different gear.
Yeah.
Jiří did that is. And yes, Jiří comes in afterwards or goes into the post-fight interview and says the first round was easy. And I don't think he meant in the sense that it was easy. I think it was not dangerous. And for him, not dangerous made it not exciting. And not exciting made it so that he started slower.
He never got into second gear. He never felt like he needed to get into second gear. Yes, because I've seen people, and I think even Joe was like, he said it was easy. He lost that round. And you're like, yeah, he didn't mean it like it was easy. Like, oh, yeah, I took care of that one. No problem.
Yeah.
Like you said, he meant it started slow. He couldn't really find a rhythm because it wasn't like a crazy fight. There wasn't chaos. There was no chaos.
His footwork and his movement was more awkward than usual. Jiří's always an awkward, unorthodox fighter, right? Like he's just all over the place, feinting knees, and sometimes he does go for the knee. As he's coming back down, he just lands a punch, like a Superman punch. He comes in from awkward angles. He does what he needs to do to gain entry and to close the distance.
And what's crazy this time, this was that big left hand that Khalil landed that stumbles Jiří. And then he kind of circles out, turns around, and he's like, "Oh,
let's go!"
He's pissed, he's like pissed that he got hit.
Oh, dude.
He's like frustrated.
So, I told so many people. I was also texting my sister because she's like, "Hey, who's fighting tonight?" They're like at some bar or something like that, and they were watching the fights. And I was like, "All right, here we go. You got Alex Pereira versus." I started going down the list. I was like, "But the fight that you're gonna want to watch is Jiří Procházka versus Khalil Rountree. Khalil Rountree coming off some exciting fights." But Jiří's a wild man. So after the 2 rounds, she's like, "This is the guy you wanted me to watch." And I was like, "Dude, just wait." And sure enough, Jiří comes out like a straight crazy samurai, dude.
Dude, it was crazy because Khalil won the first 2 rounds. First round was easy. Second round, he was tagging him. But the second round, you see Jiří start landing the jab a lot more. And that, I think, really added up. The other thing that added up was the body kicks. He threw almost like a question mark kick to the midsection, where he like looked like he was throwing high, but then he like cut it down and kicked him in the body. Look at Tony Hinchcliffe in the background of this shot at the very bottom.
Oh, the golden pony, dude.
Yeah. Look at DC looks horrified, and then yeah. But so he was sapping. So he was losing, but especially in that second round, he was doing some good work. And like you said, the third round, he said that, yeah, my corner told me, like, you need to finish now. You lost the first 2 rounds. So he goes out there and just creates chaos.
Look at Megan O'Leary in shock.
In shock. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Look at Big Nog there on the broadcast.
Did I just see a murder?
Left. Yeah, look at Tony behind her. Anonymous says, I expected Rountree to throw more volume after training with Haggerty Gym. Seemed like he gassed out early. Well, Khalil kind of gasses in the third rounds. Yes. What I expected from him, because, yeah, he was training with Liam Harrison, Haggerty, Knowles was out there. He brought them all out. But I was surprised there wasn't more low kicks from Khalil, because I feel like that is clearly the best path to victory against Jiří. And if you've got good leg kicks, you got to use them against him. And Khalil's got great leg kicks, and he really wasn't using them too much. Because if you can take away his movement, he can't explode at you, you know?
He was training with those boys from the UK, right? I don't know if that took him away from being Bangkok ready, dude. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't know. But, hey, Rick Allen saying when you fall face forward like that, you know you got slept bad.
Oh,
homie. Yeah. And look.
It's a bad one.
Yes. But if you go back and watch the way that he looked coming out into that third round, you're like, okay, dude, he looks pretty clean right now.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't taking too much damage at all. He was fighting a very smart fight. He was picking his shots against Jiří. And this happened against Poatan as well, right? Where he's fighting pretty smart. And then all of a sudden he gets caught by a big shot or two. And I don't know, like he feels like he has to bite down and trade in some cases, but that's not his game, man. Like, well, he's talked about it.
He talked about it when he went on the Rogan podcast, where he was like, and I'll paraphrase because I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think I remember the gist of it being in the Alex fight towards the end, his eye was completely swollen shut. He couldn't see anymore. And he was like, what are my options? I can't see. What are my options? He's like, the best option for me is to go out on my shield and try to knock this dude out, because who knows how much longer I can go now.
By the way, one of the best interviews I had heard in a while with Khalil Rountree.
Yeah, really good. And so in this one, after the jabs from Jiří, that same eye was swelling up, dude. And that's immediately what I thought was like, oh shit, dude, if that eye's swollen, do we get that same response out of Khalil? And he did. He stepped into the fire and tried to go to war with Jiří, but Jiří, like you said, that's not Khalil's game, but it is Jiří's. That dude thrives under fire. It is crazy how well he does in a crazy, chaotic fight.
He loves it. That's where he wants to be.
Yeah, that's what he wants. And he wants the
all
danger.
I can think about is the Teddy Atlas, you're a fireman. You live in the fire. Dude, that's Jiří 100%.
Oh, yeah.
He's here for it. I love it. And then when he sees another firefighter put out a fight, he cries. And I love that. Showing emotion.
Dude,
ringside.
I love it. I don't really want that fight, Jiří versus Alex. I do hope they do Alex versus Olberg. Who deserves it as far as what they've done recently? Jiří beating Khalil, I think, is better than what Olberg did with Reyes, right? But that being said, we've seen it twice. We've seen him get finished twice. It's not like they were necessarily close, you know? So I'd like to see Olberg get a fresh title shot. But who knows if Alex is even going to defend the belt? He broke his foot. If he moves up to heavyweight, we might get Jiří versus Olberg, you know? True. If they're like, Alex is 38 years old now, and he wants to move up to heavyweight.
Time's ticking.
Clock's ticking. And if they're trying to do the White House and they're trying to get Alex on the White House card and he wants to go to heavyweight, cool, vacate the belt, you know? Vacate the belt. Jiří versus Olberg for the belt while Poatan has one more big fight at heavyweight or something. That's not bad. I'm not mad at that.
I'll take that. All right. Yeah. Well, it's already 9:35. We still have a whole other event to cover, Will. Real quick, if you could just drop your thoughts on Zalal versus Emmett.
Oh man, yeah, Youssef Zalal, man, he's pretty good right now, huh? I was worried because after his last fight with, I think it was his last fight, Calvin Kattar, where he really just circled the whole time. I was like, oh no, are we just gonna get him? Because Josh Emmett wants to land that big shot, and he will follow you to do it and not really cut the cage off super well. Especially if you have good ring craft, which Zalal has pretty good ring craft. So I was like, are we just going to get the same thing? Josh Emmett just following him, trying to land this big haymaker, and Zalal just circling. No, instead, Zalal stepped right into him before he could uncork that bomb, took him down, threatened with a choke. Emmett sweeps him basically. Zalal switches to the armbar. And gets the verbal tap as Emmett was stepping over. I thought it was kind of crazy. I thought once he stepped over, I was like, oh, we're good. And then they're like, oh, it's over. And you're like, wait, what? What do you mean it's over? And then, yeah, it was a nasty one. And we have a clip of it here. Shout out UFC. Just kidding.
Oh,
fuck the
that
UFC.
Was quick.
It
was just it was just
Should've watched that before.
Yeah. Anything on Emmett though? Like, did he say like, yeah, like I just knew it was done, or?
Not that I've seen. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. All right. And then I think there's one more fight. Just to get your thoughts on it, Will. Santos versus you.
Oh man, this was tough because I'm a big fan of this guy. He walks out with by the cranberries, zombie by the cranberries, right? Zombie Jr., the nickname, he was bestowed upon him by Korean Zombie, and he walks out and it's cranberries, the crowd singing, and I'm like, yeah. He passed the torch. This is awesome. Yeah. You know, and he had that crazy knockout
2.0.
before that. Yeah, he had the crazy knockout in his last fight. And in this fight, he looked fucking great, dude. He's slipping and ripping and taunting. He looks like the Korean Diaz brother where he's throwing his hands up like, that's all you got? And then Santos was like, no, it's not. I got some more. And
the turns table.
Yeah, and this one, I just watched it really quick. So shout out UFC for letting us show the clips.
This is the
as he's fading away.
Yeah, there it is. That combo. Just extended that combo a little bit, huh? Until something landed.
Yeah, and it's tough when you circle like that, or you step back. When your game is stepping back with your hands low, so you can almost anchor punch Muhammad Ali style and throw that hook over the top. Comes from nowhere because your hands are down. The sketchy part about that is that you're backing up with your hands down, and if someone keeps throwing, they might clip you.
It happens.
He looks like the Fighting Falmer.
Dang, dude.
Josh Emmett, the Fighting Falmer.
All right. Well, hey, I think that was the last fight we're going to cover just for the UFC event, since we're still going to cover One Fight Night 36.
Yes.
But moment of silence for the event, Will.
Yeah, we lost so many fights on this one.
Oof. All right.
Yeah, moment of silence. Oh, just kidding. It was just the one. Ateba versus Gautier. Or Gautier versus Ozzy Diaz. Would have been fun. Diaz withdrew, so they got TV time in there, and it was not good. It was a bad one.
All right, and who got really monies?
Let's see it real quick.
What is this? Oh, okay. Boom, boom. Bang, bang. Dude, really
Don't
good.
Don't you ever do that.
Hey, shout out Bounce Root, by the way. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Monies, who got bonuses?
Yes, bonuses. That we did have a lot of. Pereira got a bonus for the avenging of Big Ankh. No more Big Ankh time. Jiří got one for knocking out the comeback knockout after being down 2 rounds.
Well deserved so far. Well
deserved. Well deserved. Joe Pyfer.
Oh, Joe Pyfer. Okay.
Not quite.
A little comeback there, a little comeback, but he did ask for the 50K afterwards, and sometimes they have a soft spot for anybody that asks for the 50K.
Or if you're on the right side of a culture war, they also like you.
Who knows?
We won't go down that road. And then,
but yeah,
fight of the night was Jiří versus Khalil. So Jiří pocketed
Jiří
a cool
gets 100K. 100K,
yeah.
baby. There you go. And Rountree, a little extra money for his troubles.
Yeah. Damn.
So he could take a little extra time off. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's it for UFC 320. We are now going to cover One Fight Night 36. If you are now just joining us, thank you for joining us again for the coverage of One Fight Night 36. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Goes a long way. We're trying to reach 20,000 subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed. Just do it. Very easy. If you don't like watching on YouTube, I don't know why. If you like listening in other ways, then they could do that. Right, Will?
Yeah, if you just want to listen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are found. But we recommend the video because you can see the clips, you can see the pictures, you can be in the chat, be featured on the show, be part of the conversation. So we recommend YouTube, and then follow us on social medias: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Story of the Fight, at Story of the Fight on everything, storyofthefight.com. We'll list them. Also, if you haven't subscribed, do it now. And then also, if you're watching, just click the like button. Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
100%. Look, right off the bat, Evie was not impressed with the first half of this card, which I completely understand. Look, when you live with a Muay Thai master like she does,
yeah,
dude, it's not easy to impress you, right? So I completely understand. Shout out Blunderbub, by the way. He's also listening right now. But you know who is exciting, Will? Our boy, Jon Di Bella, going up against Prajanchai. This is for the unification of the belts. If you haven't already listened to our interview with Jon Di Bella, please go back, listen to the interview. One of the best interviews we've had an opportunity of doing, and one of the nicest guys, right? Very well deserving. So nice. I was so nervous leading up to this fight.
You know what's crazy is I was nervous too, and part of it is because, like, I think it's because, like, you know, we talk with Jon. He's been on the show. I text him, like, we chat. So you become familiar. And then some time goes by in between fights. And you start to forget because you think, oh, it's just Jon. No.
Yeah.
Jon is
a world-class fighter.
Pinnacle.
The best kickboxer in this division.
I mean, so you start to forget a little bit. And then you're like, okay, he's fighting Prajanchai. Prajanchai won the first fight. And so it's a rematch, but it's whether you agree with the decision or not, he lost the first fight. So he can lose the second fight. And we know how much he clawed back to get this title shot, you know? So they didn't want to give it to him. Shout out one, but they didn't want to give it to him. They had Alif won, and they have him in the cage or the ring facing off with Prajanchai to do because Prajanchai is also the Muay Thai champion.
Yeah, and we're like, wait, what?
We're like, no. Do that after Di Bella. Do Di Bella first, and then you can do that. And I'm like, please do not do that matchup first. Don't make Di Bella wait. Don't make him have to fight again. So they didn't. And then, so we got the fight. And it's like, dude, big opportunity. You've been asking for this. Let's fucking get it. And like I said, I'm like, yeah, he's a good fighter. And then the fight started. And you see the way he's moving, the way he's jabbing. The first jab he throws lands, and he doesn't miss for the rest of the fight. He's so goddamn fast with his footwork and his hand speed and his kicks, his distance control. It's like he's too fast for the cameras.
Early on, it just seemed like he was having fun. Like, maybe he got caught with a couple shots in the beginning. He just looked at Prajanchai and smiled. And then the word that Blunderbub used right now is a very good way to describe that night for Di Bella. Smooth.
Well, that's always it, right? He's slick as hell, man. He's slick as hell. And like Anonymous says, Jon has such beautiful punching, like Olympic boxer. I was watching before the UFC started. Kevin came over to watch the UFC, and I was like, "Bro, check out your boy Jon Di Bella in this Fight Night 36." So we pull it up, and we're watching it, and I'm telling him, I'm like, "You don't see this kind of hand speed in most other combat sports. Like he punches like a boxer, dude. But then he's throwing these kicks flawlessly too. But the hand speed, the combinations, the crispness to it, like the positioning is so slick." Like, it's a perfect call out from Anonymous. I was thinking the same thing. And, you know, let's shout out to One for letting us show clips because we can see some of it while we talk about it. But, like, look how fast he is, dude. And he's, like you said, having fun. The nodding after he hits him.
Yes. He was having a good time in there. He just knew. Like, he knew, man, as he's going through the fight, like, dude, I got him, man. I got him. Yeah. I got his timing down. I got the range down. His entries. You know, that timing, there's that one where Prajanchai is coming in and he kind of just steps off to the side and hits him with that right hook. And Prajanchai, like, gets stunned and holds on to the rope and turns around. Di Bella starts going off on him. Dude, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but dude, I literally getting goosebumps just thinking about the performance that Jon Di Bella put on. So happy for Jon. So happy for the entire Di Bella family, Di Bella team. Shout out Di Bella Espresso, bro.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm all in.
Dude,
I'm all in.
And this picture, if we can go back, Rich, and like Blunderbub says, even with all the clinching interruptions, Di Bella was smooth as hell. First fight, the big difference maker. If you believe Prajanchai won that fight, there's one reason, and it's because the mid-fight adjustment where he started throwing those crashing, intercepting knees to the body. That was the big wrinkle that he added to his game mid-fight, and if you believe he won, that's what separated it. There's also the school of thought that he was, on a lot of those crashing knees, he was grabbing and clinching and kneeing, which is illegal in kickboxing. Shout out Ricky Sewell. I think Ricky's a good referee. He got away with it in that fight. I'll say that.
Yeah.
In this fight, I'm like, what are we going to do, right? Are we going to get that? Are we going to get those clinching knees? We did. But this time we got Olivier. We have the boss. And the boss has no nonsense, man.
No.
And he punished it. But the thing that I liked about it is, in the first fight, Di Bella never stooped to that level to start throwing his own clinching knees in response. He took the high road and kept the fight very clean. And I'm not saying Prajanchai fought dirty. I don't think Prajanchai's a dirty fighter. He's a Muay Thai fighter, and it's tough to adjust, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But if someone is getting away with stuff like that, you got to go low. You got to be in a fight, it's a fight. You got to take the low road. You can't let him get away with it because that's what the gap was. That's the separation. And so, hey, shout out Bismarck MMA. How to like and subscribe to the stream down below. Hey. If you're on YouTube, down below. And shout out, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Bismarck MMA.
Yes. And in this fight, once Prajanchai started throwing that knee and clinch kneeing, you see Di Bella say, fuck it, I'll do it too. We'll both do it. If you want to do that, I can do that. And he fought him there. He met him there and he fought that. Anonymous says Koss wasn't fucking around about clinching. He was probably off 3 hours of sleep, and that was his 14th fight. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, look, tough to find a bigger fan of Olivier Koss than your boy here. Give the man a break.
Get him some help.
Get him some help. Holy smokes, dude, come on.
Dude, and this fight turned a little grimy towards as it kept going. This is a nasty, gritty fight. And Chachi talked about like he didn't get a bonus in his last fight, and he's like, I want to see the killer instinct from Di Bella. I didn't see killer instinct. I want to see killer instinct. And you saw it in this fight. You saw him sitting down on punches. You saw him aggressive. You saw him yelling things at him. You saw him going for the kill. And two things that really stood out to me in this fight. First off, we talked about it. We talked about Jon. He's a right-handed southpaw. His right hand is his dominant hand. That check right hook, if we can go, I think maybe one more picture, Rich, or one, bam, look at that. That check right hook, I want to know if that was the answer to the step-in knee from Prajanchai. If Prajanchai is going to crash in with the step-in knee to the body, if I can just pivot off and land that check hook while he's on one leg, if that was the game plan, beautiful. If it wasn't the game plan, he did it anyways.
Then a beautiful adjustment.
Beautiful adjustment. And he was sitting down on that check right hook, dude. It was nasty, dude. And like Anonymous said, so sharp with it. The other thing, that's number one. Number two, I had him up 3 rounds going into the 4th round. Prajanchai had a very good 4th round. He fought a very good 4th round. I thought he won the 4th round. And there's a couple times where, if you go back 2 pictures, Rich, that one, bam. There was a couple times where Jon was on the ropes in that 4th round where Prajanchai landed a good couple combinations. Yes. And I'm like, oh no. He's up 3 rounds. Don't let that momentum shift, because it's gonna be hard to shift it back. And I was like, maybe Jon's slowing down a little bit. He's finding the range, Prajanchai. And then 5th round comes out, and Di Bella's back on the gas pedal, dude. And he's jabbing, and he's kicking, and he's landing that check hook, and he's pivoting, and he's, I'm up against the ropes this time. Bam, let me pivot out. Now you're in the corner, and he's teeing off him on the corner. He hurts him bad in the 3rd round. I forgot to mention that. But the 5th round, he comes back and wins that. Prajanchai, in a 5-round fight with that much volume in it, to take the fourth round, which you would think that's a momentum shift, for Jon to then shift it back. I'm like, I don't know what's more impressive, whether he took round 4 off, knowing I'm gonna save my gas for the 5th round, or he lost the 4th round fair and square and was able to come back and win the 5th. Both ways. If he took the 4th round off and then was like, let's punctuate it with this 5th round, very cool. If he got bested in that 4th round and still came back and won the 5th, god damn, dude. What a masterclass performance, dude.
Amazing performance, man. And look, just want to get caught up real quick, Will. Bismarck MMA, thanks again for subscribing and liking. Hobknocker saying, I just found this channel. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. And then somebody else coming through and saying Lost Soul MMA sent them this way. So shout out Lost Soul. Thank you for letting people know to head over this way. I believe that was Eagle MMA that has joined us as well. So really, really appreciate it, y'all. Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, great fight.
Phenomenal.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jon Di Bella, again for joining us on the podcast and doing that interview a while back. We would love to have you back on soon so we could talk about this fight, the results, and what's to come. But we also had some great fights before this, Will. And we only have a few minutes left, so I'll kind of tee you up for these. Yeah,
so we're not going to spend too much time. We're only going to talk about 2 more fights. So, yeah, not to bury the lead, we have it up already. Aung Song versus Kadestam. Okay. Can we go back one picture, Rich? Oh, I guess that's my bad. Look, they mentioned this is going to be Aung La's retirement fight. And you're like, oh, man, end of an era. If you guys have not seen Aung La helped build one championship. You know, when he came in, the wars that he had. Go through one championship's YouTube channel and watch the Aung La Song fights, because, oh my God, if you want to watch violence, this man was violence. But then you hear him talk, and he's the nicest guy in the world. I just have so much respect for this guy, dude. He's so goddamn cool. And so it's a meaningful retirement. This is a big one. Kadestam, you know, former champion in one, not in this weight class, smaller. You know, it's a fun matchup. Aung La dropped his last couple, I think, right? The head kick knockout was a bad one. Kadestam moving up a weight class. His last fight got canceled because of a bad weight cut. I think he was pretty sick for it. So you're like, okay, these guys are both, and no disrespect to Kadestam, they've been doing this thing for a long time, both of them, you know? So I'm like, I like this. It's not some young killer prospect. It's not, let's give Nate Diaz Khamzat Chimaev on his retirement fight. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's appropriate. This is an appropriate matchup. Kadestam walks out. He's the bandit. He's got the bandana across his face. Did I put that in the next picture, Rich? Did I fuck up the order? I did. That's on me. Kadestam walks out, and I'm like, damn, it's a sick walkout, dude. Really cool walkout. I like Kadestam. But then they go to Aung La. And then his music starts playing. Let me see if I have it. Let me pull it up. The music starts playing, and you're like, okay, cool. You hear all the Burmese fans. They're going crazy. And you're like, very cool. But then you see a silhouette start walking out. And you're like, oh, there he is, Aung La. It's not Aung La.
Oh.
It's not.
Surprise.
Le Puy, I believe is the pronunciation. I'll probably butcher that. And my apologies if I did. Banger. Rock musician from Myanmar. Dude, we can't play the music. We'll get taken down. But just look at the way they set the stage for Aung La. How cool is this? And shout out One for letting us play the video. I'm like, that's not Aung La. He's not walking out in a hoodie. Bro, he's like teeing up. It's so sick. And the crowd is going crazy. And then Aung La walks out. I mean,
just
look how sick this
intro.
It's, dude, and the crowd, once he starts singing, the music's playing at this point, and it's like starting to get hyped. We're like, okay, this is the intro. We're starting to get a little hyped. And then, dude, once he starts singing and the whole Lumpini is singing this song while Aung La's walking out, bro, talk about goosebumps, dude. This walkout for me is top of the list, man. This was so sick, dude.
Evie, couldn't agree more, though. She says UFC needs to take a page out of one's book when it comes to retirements. I mean, the Dustin Poirier, the leading up to, all of that was really good, but
that was good. But then they didn't let Lil Wayne like rap during the walkout, right? So he's just walking around awkward. And like, look, we could have got this. Look how sick this is.
Oh, that's so awesome.
If you haven't seen this, you need to watch this. It's on One Championship's YouTube channel. It's so hype, dude. I mean, this man's a legend, and they really did him right.
That must be Burmese Drake, says Anonymous. It might be, actually, because, you're right. Everybody was singing along to that.
Dude, it was so good. And then, the fight plays out. First round is almost a sparring session. You could say it was like a sparring session. Big feeling out process. Not a lot happened. A couple nut shots, and you're like, oh man, this is a tough one. But then Aung starts pouring it on, dude. And you can see it's not the Aung of old, right? He's not 25 years old, but he still hits hard as fuck, and he's foot on the gas. He's scary. And Kadestam, who, like I said, used to be a weight class below, is weathering the storm and trying to pick his shots to slot a big punch in or something. Aung just walking through everything, dude. I don't think after that walkout in a retirement fight, I don't know if you can stop this man. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, dude. And he has from there, all the adrenaline at this point.
All the adrenaline. And at this point, he's just putting it on Kadestam, dude. And the shots to the body were the big ones. He landed like a big knee to the body at one point that I think was the beginning of the end. That one right there. Because after that, it's just all gas, no brakes. Aung meeting him in the middle, pushing him back with punches, with kicks, elbows, knees. And it's like, holy shit. You can tell Kadestam's exhausted already. And at a certain point, he's like, I've had enough of this. I cannot take... That knee's a big one there, too. I mean, just grueling pace, man. This is middleweight, but it's not MMA middleweight. These guys are bigger. That's the big knee there. That's the one I was thinking of. But it just, man, the MMA gods don't do right on retirements most of the time. It's rare that we get a good MMA retirement fight. This one was sick.
It was a banger, man. We got a banger. You know what I mean?
We got
Love the way that he worked in the body too, and he wasn't just headhunting the entire time. Yeah, softened him up a bit. No, it was good.
That's the big left there.
Yeah. A couple of shots. Olivier's like, okay, I don't know if I want to see any more of this. Calls it.
I mean, yeah, man. It's an emotional one, and even Kadestam was like clearly happy for him. Anonymous, this was the perfect retirement, like a movie scene. I mean, look at Kadestam in the background here. He just got finished in the second round, and look how happy he is. It's because
ecstatic.
Yeah, I think we just lost Rich.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. That's why the. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Interesting.
But yeah, then. Yeah, unlike a movie scene.
What happens when you go live, dude?
Yeah, exactly. But then Mitch, he's about to take his gloves off, and he's like, hold on. Don't take the gloves off just yet. And he announces that next month, in November, in Japan, 173, Aung is being inducted to the One Championship Hall of Fame. I believe the third person to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. Mighty Mouse number 1. I think Bibiano was the second one, and now Aung. And man, how deserving. He helped build One Championship. And for newer fans, they've gained a lot of newer fans in the past couple years. They may have missed what Aung has done for them. So again, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch some of his fights, because holy shit.
And the fact that they gave us an opportunity to watch the fighter find out right after the retirement fight that he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
So cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Shout out Pepper. Ng's in the chat. Says, hey, boys, this was not the night for ties. Still crying. Yeah, I think ties went, 0-4, 0-3 or something like that.
Yeah, rough night.
Rooting hard for Jiao Yai hard. Just Wonderbub. Yeah, I think we're already out of time. We were going to talk about Akif versus Jiao Yai. If you haven't watched that, definitely watch that fight. It was a banger. I think Akif is the future. I think that guy is the future. He passed a big test there with Yao Suyai. But that's all the time we got.
Will, we covered quite a bit, though. UFC 320, we covered some phenomenal fights. We covered one fight night 36. We covered Pereira getting his belt back, but we also covered our boy Jon Di Bella unifying the title. So sick, super excited. And one more time, just want to remind everybody, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you to all the new listeners, new subscribers that hopped on the chat. I really appreciate as well, like our really I consider friends, right? You got Evie hopping on, Blunderbub hopping on. Hey, shout out Colleen, thank you. Rick, thanks for joining us. Logan, I believe, was brand new too. 5297, Eagle MMA, Bismarck MMA. Look, we really appreciate everybody hopping on the chat and just letting us know what your thoughts are around all these fights as well. It makes it super fun. Will, did you have anything else? This is usually where I shout out Rich, but I think he ditched us. Did he come back?
No, Rich is back. We're good.
Hey, shout out Rich. Look at that. Unlike Ankalaev, he was able to make a comeback. There it is. There you go. And shout out to you as well, Will. Just holding it down, man. Watching like 50 hours worth of fights in the weekend. Mathematically impossible, I believe, but you make it happen somehow. And thank you, everybody, for joining us for another week of Story of the Fight.